Welcome, morning, ladies and gents. Welcome to Saturday morning. It is the 18th of March and we're back in the workshop. So we've got the Sanderson back in and the big girl still here and a dodgy looking diesel filler. Started doing this last weekend. If you haven't seen, look back on last video. I actually bought some oil, which is in that drum there. So I bought 200 litres. This tank takes 50 litres anyway. Tried to fill it up, and there's a spyglass down here. Oh, I can't find my torch, but I can't see it, so I need to fill that up a little bit more. The filter that came out of it, which I don't know where it is now. There was a filter in this top piece, hasn't turned up yet. So I'm waiting for that. There is the original little like steel gauze one that's in what is a collar. Tell you what, we'll just show you. It'll be easier. Take my little bit of protection off. So yeah, there's a little gauze in the bottom there, and that's okay for the moment. But I don't have the full filter itself. Waiting for that. I might find out how much these gaskets are as well, because I think they're about done. So yeah, I need to wait for the filter so that can go into there, and then I can put the cap back on again, which means that's a sealed system. But it's easier to fill it up without that in, otherwise you're going through it all and all the filters and the rest of it. So anyway, that one's finishing, or at least topping up to correct level, and then we're on to here. So I don't know when this, well, I don't know a lot about this machine. It was always the seconds machine for the contractor I bought it off. It's a yard machine really. Not to say they didn't look after it, but usually yard machines, you jump on them quickly, get off them after 5 minutes type thing. And to be fair, we do the same with 6982. I try and look after it, but there's now and again where you're just doing little jobs. Anyway, so the idea is to empty that oil tank, which is about there across. So that's why I bought a 200 litre, about 55 gallon drum. So don't really want to just take a bung plug from underneath out, because I've got no container that'll take. It's something like 140 litres. So what I'm going to do is the transfer pumps here. I did actually transfer some oil into this with the hose, and it does work. Pump's not particularly happy about it, but it does it. So I've got to find a container to put that into, because that's got diesel in, that's got the new oil, and that's got diesel in it. So I need to find a fourth drum, empty as much as I can out of that into the drum, put my big tub underneath, and then undo the drain plug, and we'll see what's in it. Hoping is that there's nothing in the bottom of that tank. It should be crystal clear, because it's basically a sealed circuit. There's a mesh in there as well, so I'll take this ring of bolts out around here, and then hopefully the pipe can just slot straight in there and we can suck it all out. We'll never get all of it out, because there's obviously some in the rams, because they're push-pull rams. It doesn't matter, we're not going to have any less if I draw everything in or down. There's not going to be more oil. Basically whatever's in the system's in the system, but we can change the majority of it anyway. So yeah, right, let's go find a barrel and we'll get cracking. Right, so I'm laid under here, and there is the drain bolt for the hydraulics. So there's a diesel one there, hydraulic one there. Just had to get out the 3/4 inch socket and a big bar just to get it knocked off. and now it's loose. So, in theory, I should be able to undo this without making a huge mess. Shut aside. Okay. Ooh. Right, how much is going to go all over me, how much is going to go on the floor, and how much is going to fill the bucket? All these questions I do not know. Yeah, that's a long thread. No, not too bad. Don't look a lot in there either, to be honest. But why they have like a massive bolt on it, I don't know. So there is a bit of swarf on it, but not a lot. Nothing more than I'd kind of expect for it. But right, well, we'll leave that for 5 minutes while it dribbles out. Right, well, the rest of it's drained out. I'll just show you this. So this is the filter that goes inside the tank. It would have actually, the filter itself would have actually come out if it wasn't for that gasket there. So I didn't really have to take all the bolts off, but it's probably actually easier than trying to damage that. So what we'll do now is we'll put the bolts back into here. I've blown the rest of that out, so it's pretty clean. So it's pretty clean at start. Put those nuts and bolts in this top bit again, and then ready to pretty much fill it, and that's it. Right, so it's just about finished dripping out the rest of that. There's only another couple of litres in it. And then the tank itself, if I can get in, doesn't look too bad in itself. I can't get a touch of real. There is a little bit of rubbish in the bottom, but I'll never get it out. And by the looks of it, she's not sat level either. So there is a little bit of oil sat in that corner, but anything that's in the bottom of the tank is probably going to stay there. The magnet's on the bottom, so if it's steel and it sloshes around, it should catch it anyway. And the rest of it goes in filter, so not too worried. There is a baffle in the middle there as well, which doesn't really help the job, so it's got to come around that side, around the baffle, then down drainal. But never mind. So yeah, I'm guessing that's a fill point as well there. Yeah, a bit late to know that one, but never mind. Plus I want to be able to get that pipe into that hole. You have to go into that one. So I've got the filter to do yet as well while it's here in bits, so we'll get on with that as well. Bit of a change of plan, because some idiot forgot that maybe if I pull that out that the boom drops, and well, I don't want to squash stuff, so I'm going to leave that on for the moment. What we'll do is we'll get this tank filled up again, sort that out, and then I can do the hydraulic filter by lifting the boom and putting in the safety chock, and then if it does decide to drop, it's not going to go very far. So the only problem I've got is that the battery for that isn't working when it's charging. It was flat, and that was getting quite warm, to be fair. So I've just nipped out down to the lad that I bought the oil from, the contracting lad that does the parts, and bought this. So this is just a pump, hand pump for 55-gallon drums, or 205 litres, I think. So give me a minute, I'll put this together and we'll see what I've actually bought. My genius knows no bound. So yeah, I've actually moved the barrel to the load hole, which is kind of helpful. Should have been over there. And I was using the jug. See, it's weird, camera's on the wrong side of the screen now. So yeah, jugs over there. I was using that to take 4 litres at a time and then pour it in, which is boring. But we do have some leftover pipe from the fuel pump I've put up there, which I've got to talk about in another video, because that's yeah. Anyway, so yeah, now all I need to do is just do that, which is a round job compared to what I was doing before. I am hoping there is actually enough oil in this drum now to fill this up. Obviously when I took a load out for that, I took a load out, so hopefully it should be enough. Hopefully. And I really need to take that plug out as well, let the air in. So, right, I'm just going to do this for 10 minutes. Right, so we're getting somewhere now. Finish the Sanderson off, put the oil to the level, put the cap back on, so that's good. Basically that's done now. On to doing the filter down there, which I think is the big one. Which I've got no idea, presume it's a gauze type one in there rather than a throwaway one, but we'll see. Some of the oil that came out of it looks like that, which doesn't look great. But the really annoying thing, since this is a brand new drum of oil, as far as I know, it still hasn't been opened since manufacturers made it. But I don't know how well you see in the bottom in there. If I can get this right. Right, I don't know if you can see all that black stuff in the bottom, but most of that is actually junk. It's like the black stuff out of the fuel tanks. Look at it. So it does actually move. You see it moving in there? So, yeah, that's not particularly impressive when I'm trying to keep a system clean. But anyway, it's done now. Filled that back up again as well, and the only bit I've got left out of 200 litres is in this tub here. I don't know if you'll see it, it's actually to there. That's all I've got. So, yeah, that's pretty impressive. So, anyway, onto that. I've actually put the boom lock in as well, just in case, because I don't know if the boom's going to move when I take that off. In theory, there should be a lockout system on it all. In fact, I think that's what it is there. I know there's one on the headstock. So, in theory, it shouldn't go anywhere, but she's a P-Reg 96 or something forklift, so I think I'll trust that bit of metal first. So, right, we'll get on to this. Right, so that's the filter housing off and the filter out. And the filter looks pretty clean actually. So this is it. It's just a mesh filter. So, and the outside filter, the cover actually was fine inside. I don't think you'll see anything in there. But that's clean enough in there, and there's nothing alarming on top or in the filter itself. So that can go back in as it is. Just bang it back in and start her up. Yeah, as I said, I did actually just put a sign in there just in case I forget, because I did put my my aluminium tub on there the other day and put the boom down it. I made a bit of a mess of it, but didn't damage it beyond repair, but I'm kind of saying. Right, so let's fire this up. I have to give it a minute for the oil to get round itself, and hopefully the boom will go up, and then I can take the boom lock out that's here. But I do actually need to replace the pin that holds it on because it's about goosed. It actually lives under here at the front. Right, let's see if I can get her up. She's up! Right, give me 2 minutes, I'll get it knocked off. Just a quick double check that she's not actually gushing out oil all over the place. And it's not dripping off, so I think that's a success for that. And the boom block is there. I've just taken off that bit of boom, so but what I need to do is replace that pin, because that's about as useful as a chocolate fire guide. Look how thin it is. So basically that just lives in there and then gets pinned at the sides. Right, let's get a new pin made. Right, well that's the Sanderson out, and the MB is now full of oil as well, so job's a carrot. That's going to be it for today, and thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, bye.